On behalf of the United Way of Johnson and Washington counties, I would like to welcome you to the 2020-21 Community Celebration, coming to you from Celebration Farm. We want to express our appreciation to the Celebration Farm for hosting our presenters for this special virtual celebration event, as well as the City Channel 4 team for providing our technical support, and of course, to you, our guests, for joining us on this Zoom. Today, we are celebrating a year of achievements, recognizing our community partners and amazing volunteers. Awards and recognition were presented this week to companies and local individuals for their work, not only in fundraising, but for outstanding volunteerism and disaster assistance during COVID-19 and the derecho storm. After each recognition, we will share brief presentation videos or images of our recipients. We encourage you to open up the link provided in your reminder email to activate our virtual program and follow along. A moment of housekeeping. We encourage you to use the speaker view for today's program. Our chat window will be closed today, except for a small amount of time during the comedic performance. Speaking of our comedic performance, finding humor in the circumstance of life can lift moods with laughter and help people to better deal and overcome difficult experiences, and a different experience for 2020 has been. To assist with a little laughter, I will now turn our mic over to Sarah Michaels, who performs, teaches, and coaches improv comedy. Sarah, welcome to the stage.
Thank you, Katie. Hello, everyone, viewers at home. My name's Sarah Michaels, and I perform, coach, and teach improv comedy here in Eastern Iowa. I'm looking at the camera guy right now. I'm here to hopefully make you laugh, which sounds like it should be an easy job, but it is actually kind of tough and nerve-wracking for me up here, especially because while I am sure that everyone at home is cheering wildly at their screens because you get to see me, there's half a dozen people here and they're all busy doing camera stuff, so I don't get the feedback I might normally get. Here's a way you can help. Trisha's going to open up that chat window, and I would love it if you put in some suggestions. Suggestions I'm looking for are in two categories. The first category is jobs. Could you please give me an occupation either one of your parents or grandparents actually had, or you could give me your dream job when you were a little kid, what you wanted to be when you grew up. So that's category one, a job your parent or grandparent had, or your dream job as a young child. And my second category, and you can fill in both categories, go nuts, is objects. It could either be the last big ticket purchase you made for your home, or it could be a gift that you received and returned. So that second category is objects, either a big ticket item purchase that you made for your home or a gift that you didn't like and returned. Okay. So as those suggestions come in, I can tell you a little bit about my experience during the pandemic. Everybody wants to talk about isolation, and I tell you what, for me, the pandemic was way too much unwanted intimacy. Because I don't know about you guys, but I did not spring for the paid version of Zoom, and I never had backgrounds. So whatever's happening in my life, totally broadcast to whoever I have to Zoom with. And you had to Zoom with everybody. We had to do everything virtually. So now my work friends know that my cat has gotten too old to properly lick himself clean and I have to give him a haircut. That's not information I would have otherwise shared. My mom knows that I have not been using the eye cream that she bought me and I don't want to use. Busted. My doctor, because we have to do Zoom visits, knows that I need to paint my kitchen. And Trisha, who I just met in person today, knows what my glassware looks like, my special Smurf glasses, and I just met her in person today. It is an invasion into your life to have all these Zoom meetings into your home. So I am ready to get back into in-person, but that's not easy either. It's amazing how quickly we got used to the meeting starts at 3. That means at about 2:55, I open my laptop and make sure I'm dressed from the waist up. It was all we had to do. I am completely not calibrated for the time that it takes to dress myself, drive to somewhere, and then the worst part is you can get to where your meeting is and the stuff you need is at your house. Yeah, I got completely, someone in person laughed at me. That was really nice. That was never something you had to deal with. You could never forget something for a meeting before. And now not only can we do. I think it's also made me more aware of some things in my environment, like bathroom signs. The signs in a bathroom that tell employees that they have to wash their hands before they return to work. That is very difficult to get correct. Because if you go like too suggestive, not forceful enough, employees, please consider cleaning your hands before returning to the job. I don't want to eat there. I don't want to hang out there. That's not forceful enough to tell the employees what they need to do. Flip side, if it's too forceful, per section 14.50 of the Iowa Health Code, all employees must wash hands for 20 seconds. Nope, I don't want to eat there either, because that means there's been a problem. Somebody had to come in, someone had to recommend that sign. I know the employees have washed their hands, but what are they doing now? I think if the pandemic has told us anything, it's that, personal responsibility is really the name of the day. And I think now post-pandemic, we should just rip that Band-Aid off and put their name. Employees must wash hands, Donna. Please wash hands before returning to work, Dave. Your hands are filthy, Ken, and we can all tell. Like, that's all the sign needs to actually say. I think that is a post-pandemic change that we could carry into the future, and that would benefit everyone. I'm also hoping for other permanent changes. We have all learned which one of these meetings could be an email, and it should not go back to being a meeting. Yeah, I hope you're all applauding your computer right now, because that's my presidential platform. These meetings that could have been an email should not go back to being a meeting. I'm hoping that maybe some gatherings could get smaller, like maybe weddings. I got married myself 10 years ago, and even then, things were just accelerating. And now there's TV shows about weddings, TV shows where you attend each other's weddings and compete and judge. I was really hoping that weddings would kind of follow an up and down pattern. And after getting really extravagant, we'd go back to, hanging out at your parents' house and having a barbecue in your best clothes, right? Why couldn't that be a wedding? But I think that's one change that we are not going to see post-pandemic. I think weddings are going to keep getting bigger because of something else I have noticed: promposals. I don't know if anybody else in the audience has a high school age child or knows someone, but these promposals, they're just awful. It's not enough for a 17-year-old boy to screw up his courage and hold his heart in his hands and say, "Hey, will you go to prom with me?" That's not enough anymore. That's not enough. It's got to be this huge production. I've seen videos of ones that are parades, people holding up signs and playing music, getting the whole school involved. My very own cousin, at 17, asked his girlfriend at the time, they're not even dating anymore, they broke up, they're done, asked his girlfriend at the time if she would go to prom with him under the Eiffel Tower. Are you kidding me? That my proposal was at a karaoke bar, and I said yes. This is ridiculous, these promposals. This is how I know that weddings will never go back to normal. My cousin asking his girlfriend out under the Eiffel Tower. I do like that life is starting to get back into normal and we're starting to see people in person. That's really kind of nice. Now that we're noticing some different things, it's been cool to notice how people deal with the changing mask regulations. And I feel like that says a lot about a person. So I've got my visual aid here. This is a Carrot Top show now. So I feel like group one, right? They're wearing the mask. And that, there's a couple of things that says about a person. One, maybe they form new habits really fast, and now this is one, and they don't want to take it off. I can respect that. I know there's a lot of folks who are either higher risk or have someone they love higher risk at home. So they keep on a mask, and that's totally fine. I do know a small group of people who have figured out that fewer people from high school recognize you in these. And that's, yeah, someone's giving it up over here. That's a lovely benefit. So that's what full mask says about people, I think, nowadays. I think no mask is also a pretty clear message. It either says, I was really good about wearing a mask before and now I'm vaccinated and I don't want to do it. Or it says, I never wore a mask before and now I'm vaccinated and I'm not going to do it, right? There's a couple that I've seen, though, that I really particularly love. And one is this, the 1-ear security blanket. Because this reminds me of Linus. This reminds me of Linus holding a security blanket just wherever he goes. And to me, the person who's wearing their mask on 1 ear now, this is a person who kind of got into quarantine, right? This is that person who started baking bread, their houseplants like grew really well. They maybe adopted a dog and like trained it to speak with those buttons like you see on the internet. This says, I don't really want the pandemic to go away. I kind of liked it. I kind of like my security blanket. So they have that little mask just there, just hanging out, just being their security blanket. I like seeing those people because I'm not one of those people. I'm one of these people. And this sends a very distinct message. It says, I did not learn to bake bread. I did not grow my houseplants. I did not adopt pets. I definitely did not get into a fitness routine. I supported my local restaurants and I got fat. And this is gonna hide a double chin for as long as I can get away with it. And I love those people because they are my people. And this is 2021, everybody. This is it. Just hide that extra chin as we get back into normal life. Well, I'm getting close to the end of my time, which means I'm hoping that we had some suggestions come in. Okay. So we're going to use these suggestions to do some actual improv, which we'd normally be doing, live. You'd yell out these suggestions. So I really hope that after everyone's vaccinated, we can do these things live. I see you at those shows. But this structure is called 185. And I'm going to tell you a joke, and it goes like this. 185 blanks walk into a restaurant, because now we can walk into restaurants. The restaurant says, I'm sorry, we're short-staffed and at capacity. You have to leave, because all our restaurants are short-staffed, am I right? And then the 185 blanks say punchline. So those suggestions from the chat are what I'm going to use to fill in the blanks. And fingers crossed, because I haven't heard these before, I'm going to come up with some pretty good and pretty punny punchlines. So what do you have for me?
Coal miners.
Coal miners. Excellent. 185 coal miners walk into a restaurant. The hostess says, I'm sorry, you have to leave. We are understaffed and there's 185 of you. And the 185 coal miners say, man, that's really dark. 185 coal miners walk into a bar and the bartender says, I'm sorry, you have to leave. We're understaffed and we're at capacity. And the 185 coal miners say, man, we were just here to dust ourselves off and get back into social life. Poor coal miners. They've been socially isolated and they're covered in coal dust. That's very difficult. Got an object for me?
Dehumidifier.
A dehumidifier. 185 dehumidifiers walk into a bar. The bartender says, listen, you have to leave. We're understaffed and we're at capacity. And the 180 dehumidifiers say, fine, that was a sweaty palms handshake anyway. Pretty humid. How about another occupation? Dehumidifier is harder than I thought.
All right, taxi driver.
A taxi driver. Oh my goodness. 185 taxi drivers walk into a bar and the bartender says, or not a bar, a restaurant, working on that one. And the hostess says, I'm sorry, we are understaffed and at capacity. You're going to have to leave. And the 185 taxi drivers say, that's fine, but we just have to wait outside for the next Uber pool to get in. So we are going to hang out for a little while, if that's all right. We're just going to be here. How are we doing? Oh, we're doing pretty well on time. Can I get another occupation?
Absolutely, psychiatrist.
Psychiatrist. Okay. 185 psychiatrists walk into a bar, a restaurant. I'm working on it, Trisha. 185 psychiatrists walk into a restaurant and the hostess says, listen, you have to leave. We're understaffed and at capacity. And the 185 psychiatrists say, are you sure it's not something about your mother, though? 185 psychiatrists walk into a bar. The bartender said, I give up. The hostess says, you have to leave, we're at capacity. And the 185 psychiatrists say, it's all right, this is a dream. It's actually about your mother. It's gonna be okay. Can I get an object?
Absolutely, lawnmower.
Ooh, lawnmower. 185 lawnmowers walk into a restaurant. The hostess says, I'm sorry, you have to leave. We are at capacity and there's 185 of you. The 185 lawnmowers say, oh, that cuts. 185, I'm really happy about lawnmowers. 185 lawnmowers walk into a restaurant. The hostess says, I'm sorry, you have to leave. We're at capacity and we can't help you anymore. And the 185 lawnmowers say, but we've got all these clippings from the newspaper that say how good this restaurant is. How about an occupation?
A flutist in the Chicago Symphony.
I bet there's not even 185 of those, like to be specific about that. 185 flutists in the Chicago Symphony walk into a restaurant and the hostess says, I'm sorry, you are 185 flutists. And even though you all are with the Chicago Symphony, we are at capacity and cannot seat you. And the flutists say, geez, that blows. I think that should be my time. Thank you so much for having me, United Way. I'll give you back to Katie.
Sarah, thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for such a great laugh. We appreciate it. I am now happy to welcome one of our own staff leaders, Patty Fields, Vice President of Community Impact and Engagement, to share the great work of key United Way partners and volunteers who answered the call this year to unite. Patty?
Thank you, Katie. United Way has extraordinary partners that work to improve the lives of our neighbors, family, and friends. And there are currently 30 agencies that we are so proud to be united in service to our community. The Agency Director of the Year Award, named after Bill Regan, who was a dedicated and passionate advocate for families, is presented this year to another incredible leader and advocate for food security in our community. This year, we are recognizing John Bowler from the Coralville Community Food Pantry as our Agency Director of the Year. So, as a strong advocate for food security, for your positive and empowering leadership for others, as well as during the pandemic, your commitment and ability to pivot and serve people, as many people as you can, including so many who may have been reaching out for the first time and who were affected by so much. And just the work that you're doing right now in trying to connect others with healthy food. Your passion, your energy for it, whether it's the seed library, or it's the vacation, the school vacation break food, or just bringing people together around food with the community meals. So it is my honor, on behalf of United Way, to present to you the Bill Regan Director of the Year. We are very fortunate to have strong leaders in our community that are developing creative solutions and innovative programs focused on building a stronger, healthier community and increasing access to opportunities. To do this, we recognize these efforts. We use our United Way Game Changer Awards, the community partners that have made a difference. The Game Changer Award for Education is presented to the Iowa City Community School District. In recognition of your commitment and flexibility for student learning and providing all of those services to our students and families during the pandemic in the last year, we are proud to present to you the Game Changer Award for Education.
Well, thank you so much. On behalf of the district, our board, our administrative team, teachers, and all employees in the district, we say thank you, and we're happy that we've all made it through this year together.
The Game Changer for Health is presented to the Johnson County Public Health Department. For your amazing work and your unwavering commitment to providing public health and safety information to our community, and all the things that you did to help us get through this terrible time of the COVID-19 pandemic. We present to you the Game Changer Award for Health.
Thank you. On behalf of Johnson County Public Health, this award means so much to all the staff, and this is just a portion of our team who have, for the past 400 some days, worked on our COVID response. So thank you.
Thank you.
The Game Changer for Financial Stability is presented to Procter & Gamble Beauty and Oral Care. For your outstanding leadership, disaster assistance, incredible employee support, and investment in the community, on behalf of United Way, I'd like to present you the Game Changer Financial Stability Award.
Well, I would like to say thank you very much. We work with a great team here. Renee has led our United Way campaign for years, puts a lot of energy into it, a lot of excitement from our employees. We're always excited for the time each year we get the opportunity to do that, and we're very proud supporters of the United Way. So thank you very much. We much appreciate it.
For your outstanding leadership, disaster assistance, and tremendous employee support and investment in our community during times of pandemic and the last year, on behalf of United Way, I am happy to present the Game Changer in Financial Stability to you.
Patty, thank you very much. Very excited to accept this on behalf of P&G. From the start, our priority has been keeping our people safe and protecting our community, and we really appreciate the work that you and the United Way has been doing throughout this pandemic. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
When we reflect on what volunteers and service agencies accomplish, it is incredible. Their continued commitment simply to help everyone in the community is always amazing. One of the outstanding group volunteers forms the Community Impact Council. Thanks to their commitment of time and energy, we can assure donors that the gifts that they give are invested wisely in programs and services which address the needs of our community. In the last year, our community demonstrated tremendous resilience in dealing with two significant disasters. The disaster response was strong, including volunteers, local organizations, nonprofits, local government, community leaders, and businesses, all working collectively and united to help others in our community. United Way is honored to give disaster assistance recognition awards to the Community Foundation of Johnson County. On behalf of United Way of Johnson and Washington Counties, we thank you for your impact and your commitment to the community during the pandemic.
Thank you so very much. We are honored to be recognized for this work, but truly it's on behalf of all the donors and our board of directors who really all came together to support the work needed at that time. So it was the Emergency Response Fund. We were so proud to be able to partner with the United Way to do the Mask Up program, as well as that creation of the Food with Love project as well. So thanks to our community. We couldn't do it without you.
Foster Appliance.
In recognition of your commitment and generosity to the community and for helping so many families during the derecho storm, and on behalf of United Way, I am honored to provide you the Disaster Relief Award.
Okay.
Thank you very much. It's an honor to be recognized for this. As a small business owner, I feel it's really important to support the community, and so I'm happy that it's making a difference.
Iowa City Noon Rotary.
For your commitment to community, as well as your passion, energy, and creativity in investing in meals for those frontline workers, as well as those in need in the community, on behalf of United Way, I'm happy to present to you the Disaster Relief Award.
On behalf of the Iowa City Noon Rotary, we are happy to accept this award, and we really want to thank the United Way for being our great partners in this effort. We had around 10 to 15 members who felt safe enough to volunteer and deliver those meals, but it was truly the dues of our members that helped make this happen. So again, on behalf of the Iowa City Noon Rotary, thank you.
Johnson County Emergency Management.
For your incredible leadership and the commitment to supporting the community through two disasters in 2020 and helping this community get back on its feet, it is my honor to present to you the Emergency Management Disaster Relief Award from the United Way.
Well, thanks, Patty. I appreciate you guys being part of this, and we couldn't have done this without the collaboration of United Way and all of our partners throughout the community, and thanks for your help.
Julie Munson.
In recognition of your creativity and efforts of providing disaster relief to others, United Way would like to present you with the Disaster Relief Award.
Thank you. Thank you. I'd also like to thank Hans Jewelers, who I couldn't have done this project without. Thank you.
Laundromania.
In recognition of your commitment and generosity to providing community support during the pandemic, on behalf of United Way, I'm proud to present you a Disaster Relief Award.
Thank you so much for the recognition, Patty.
We congratulate all of our award winners. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you Tricia Smith, Vice President of Development and Marketing.
Thank you very much, Patty. Today, I would like to recognize a very outstanding group on behalf of Terry Anderson, who cannot be with us today. The Power of the Purse event is an annual fall fundraiser for United Way. In fact, it's our signature fundraiser, which we hold at Terry Trueblood every year. Our committee this year faced an entirely new challenge. We had to shift to a virtual event. There was a huge learning curve, but this group did not waver and provided our community with an outstanding event. I am very proud to present the Volunteer of the Year Award to the wonderful women who are the Power of the Purse Committee for United Way of Johnson and Washington counties.
For your passion, energy, and the laughter that you have infused into Power of the Purse to make just such a successful event, we are so very fortunate to have such amazing volunteers. And for this, we would like to present to you the Volunteer of the Year Award for the Power of the Purse Committee.
Thank you so much for this. I would have to say this group is very passionate. It's a fun group, and even in this past year where things were so difficult, we were able to laugh, enjoy what we were doing, and be successful. Thank you.
I am honored to present the second Volunteer of Year project to Project Better Together for the extraordinary leadership and resilience, as well as passion displayed by their members during the greatest public health challenge of our time.
Well, certainly on behalf of many who contributed to Project Better success over the past 14 months, we can't thank you enough for this recognition by United Way of Johnson and Washington counties.
Yeah, thank you very much. This was a huge team effort, and we've gotten to know a lot of people a lot better, and we look forward to more work to come.
We're grateful for all of our partners and friends who helped make this year possible. Getting us all through this was a challenge, but there's great, bright things ahead.
And the United Way was a big part of all of this, so thank you to you.
These guys just said it all. Thank you to United Way and all our partners and the community.
Each year, United Way of Johnson and Washington counties works with leaders in our community to chair our annual campaign. This year, Anna Moyer-Stone and Ryan Bell were our champions. As a team, we took on running a campaign during the pandemic, but it was Ryan and Anna's cabinet leadership, along with their creative ideas to energize the campaign, that was truly amazing. From wearing bee suits to describing Power of the Purse quilts for the raffle, to doing the perfect cheer in full Saturday Night Live inspired cheerleading costumes, these two kept this campaign charged up. Not only did we see the excellence reflected in our campaign gifts, but in the newfound vitality for United Way that we now have in our community. It is my pleasure to present to Anna Moyer-Stone and to Ryan Bell the award for outstanding achievement. Anna.
Thanks, Katie. Okay, hi. I'm Anna Moyer-Stone.
And what you're seeing here is mini Ryan, and perhaps you can see like real Ryan. I can't see real Ryan. I'm just with mini Ryan. But as you know, the two of us were the campaign co-chairs for this year. And man, did we have a lot of fun. Over a year ago, I remember meeting on Zoom with Trisha and Katie and Ryan and thinking, what's Zoom and can we talk about this in person? And then we just had a whole year of this, but it was so much fun to do it with Ryan, mini Ryan, real Ryan. Katie, you were wonderful. Your leadership was great. And also, if I can just give a shout out to Trisha Smith as well. Ryan and I just had crazy ideas. Well, mostly Ryan had crazy ideas. Trisha always said yes, and that's how I ended up in a beekeeper's costume at least once. But it's been a crazy, crazy year, and we can't thank all of you enough, which is why we are here. I have a number of awards to give out as well. And we'd like to take this moment now to recognize the outstanding 2020-2021 campaign cabinet and the work, as well as all of the fun we had through this past year. Because of their never-ending commitment to help our community and by raising every last dollar that we could, we would like to present them with the Outstanding Achievement Award. And perhaps you are now seeing a collage of all their beautiful faces. Honestly, as I said, we showed up on Zoom and I was like, what's Zoom? And we got a whole bunch of other people to Zoom with us and also to raise all of that money in very crazy and different ways. How they raise that money, we would like to recognize a few other people for the Spirit of Philanthropy Award. We are very fortunate to have a community filled with philanthropic companies. Every day we hear stories of people and their companies giving financial support or their time and their talents. But I ask you, how many friends of the United Way offer to shave their heads if their company makes their participation goal? Well, we had one. We would like to recognize Newman Munson for their outstanding employee campaign and their willingness to go to great lengths or to great shorts to drive an increase in their campaign.
For your phenomenal support of our community and infusing the energy and fun in your campaign engagement on behalf of United Way, we'd like to present to you the Spirit of Philanthropy Award.
Well, thank you very much. My team definitely made it easy on me. I appreciate all your guys' help. Thank you so much.
So you're gonna shave your head now?
We have a second Spirit of Philanthropy Award this year as well. We are just that lucky. Each year, the United Way partners with champions in our community to bring resources and funding to organizations and initiatives that empower all. Green State Credit Union not only ran a phenomenal employee campaign, which was exceptionally difficult this year, but diversified their giving with special events and a unique credit card promotion as well.
For your leadership, dedication, and commitment to our community and United Way, on behalf of United Way, I'd like to present you with the Spirit of Philanthropy Award.
Well, thank you so much. On behalf of our 280,000 member owners, volunteer board of directors, and staff, we're humbled and really appreciate the opportunity to make a small difference in the health, the education, and the income in the communities that we collectively serve. So thank you for the recognition, and we hope to see you sometime soon.
Okay, next up, remote awards are going to be giving out. I'm going to present the award for Company of the Year, which, as you can all guess, amongst so many businesses that support the United Way in our community, each year it's really a big challenge to figure out which one deserves the Company of the Year distinction. We're always inspired when businesses and their employees step up to the plate for our communities. And this year, Civco really did that. Not only do they run a campaign in their Coralville office, but also in their Washington County site. And for the past several years, their campaign has grown, and campaign committee keeps finding creative ways to engage each employee, even when not in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic. So thus, we present the Company of the Year Award to Civco.
For your incredible leadership, amazing employee support, and commitment to the community, we present to you the Company of the Year.
Thank you very much.
now we'd like to turn it back over to Katie.
Thank you, Ryan and Anna. With your energy and drive for excellence, there was never a dull moment working with you. From start to finish, they never slowed down or gave up. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Accept this gift as our memento of our mad dash through a very different but successful, fun-filled campaign. I am now honored to introduce Gabe Aguirre, United Way of Johnson and Washington County's Board Chair. Gabe?
Thank you, Katie. Good afternoon, everyone. This past year truly was one of the most challenging for everyone in our community. The pandemic and derecho and everything they brought put a strain on so many. Many who didn't previously need help suddenly did. So thank you to everyone on the campaign cabinet, the United Way staff, and all those in our community who gave of their resources and time to help those that needed it. That includes all the current and former board members and the United Way of Johnson and Washington counties. As we were not able to hold a 2019-20 celebration, we'd like to recognize the 2019-20 board members who termed off in March of 2020. Jeff Fruin, board member and former officer. John Y., board member. Nancy Willis, board member. We would like to now recognize those board members who termed off in March of 2021. Kelly Hayworth, board member and former committee chair. Todd Means, board member and former committee chair. Stu Mullins, partner agency representative. Mark Nolte, board member and former board chair. And finally, we would like to welcome our new members of the board who recently joined. Terry Davis, Shuttleworth and Ingersoll. Len DeVasher, Midwest One Bank. Ryan Heyer, City of North Liberty. Michael Lehman, United Iowa Financial. Dr. Elizabeth Tovar, University of Iowa. Lindsay Yoakum, Magnolia Business School in No Foot Too Small. And Kayla Rome, partner agency representative and executive director of the North Liberty Community Pantry. Thank you.
And thank you, Gabe, for your service as our current board chair. Gabe's commitment to improving our community and creating innovative collaborations which inspire others to unite. I look forward to another year of your passion and leadership. Now, I would like to spotlight 7 people who will go the extra mile, are determined to be the best, and care deeply about our community. The United Way of Johnson and Washington County staff. Please join me in recognizing Patty Fields, Terry Anderson, Tricia Smith, Carol Rowland, Wendy Nolan, Aaron Balvans, and Amy Schaefer for outstanding hard work, generosity, and commitment. We again congratulate all our award winners. There were so many special partnerships, we could not possibly name them all. But please take a moment to read just a few of the many who are mentioned in our program, who are a part of some very special lifts throughout this year. Stay tuned for the upcoming announcement of our new 2021-22 campaign co-chairs later this month. Again, thank you for joining us and have a wonderful evening.
How many friends of the United Way offer to shave their heads if their company makes their participation goal? Well, we had one. We would like to recognize Newman Munson for their outstanding employee campaign and their willingness to go to great lengths or to great shorts to drive an increase in their campaign.
For your phenomenal support of our community and infusing the energy and fun in your campaign engagement on behalf of United Way, we'd like to present to you the Spirit of Philanthropy Award.
Well, thank you very much. My team definitely made it easy on me. I appreciate all your guys' help. Thank you so much.
So you're gonna shave your head now?
We have a second Spirit of Philanthropy Award this year as well. We are just that lucky. Each year, the United Way partners with champions in our community to bring resources and funding to organizations and initiatives that empower all. Green State Credit Union not only ran a phenomenal employee campaign, which was exceptionally difficult this year, but diversified their giving with special events and a unique credit card promotion as well. It is with our pleasure that we present the second Spirit of Philanthropy Award to Green State Credit Union.
For your leadership, dedication, and commitment to our community and United Way, on behalf of United Way, I'd like to present you with the Spirit of Philanthropy Award.
Well, thank you so much. And on behalf of our 280,000 member owners, volunteer board of directors, and staff, we're humbled and really appreciate the opportunity to make a small difference in the health, the education, and the income in the communities that we collectively serve. So thank you for the recognition, and we hope to see you sometime soon.
Okay, next up, remote awards are going to be giving out. I'm going to present the award for Company of the Year, which, as you can all guess, amongst so many businesses that support the United Way in our community, each year it's really a big challenge to figure out which one deserves the Company of the Year distinction. We're always inspired when businesses and their employees step up to the plate for our communities. And this year, Civco really did that. Not only do they run a campaign in their Coralville office, but also in their Washington County site. And for the past several years, their campaign has grown, and campaign committee keeps finding creative ways to engage each employee, even when not in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic. So thus, we present the Company of the Year Award to Civco.
For your incredible leadership, amazing employee support, and commitment to the community, we present to you the Company of the Year.
Thank you very much.
And now we'd like to turn it back over to Katie.
Thank you, Ryan and Anna. With your energy and drive for excellence, there was never a dull moment working with you. From start to finish, they never slowed down or gave up. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Accept this gift as our memento of our mad dash through a very different but successful, fun-filled campaign. I am now honored to introduce Gabe Aguirre, United Way of Johnson and Washington Counties Board Chair. Okay.
Thank you, Katie. Good afternoon, everyone. This past year truly was one of the most challenging for everyone in our community. The pandemic and derecho and everything they brought put a strain on so many. Many who didn't previously need help suddenly did. So thank you to everyone on the campaign cabinet, the United Way staff, and all those in our community who gave of their resources and time to help those that needed it. That includes all the current and former board members and the United Way of Johnson and Washington counties. As we were not able to hold a 2019-20 celebration, we'd like to recognize the 2019-20 board members who termed off in March of 2020. Jeff Fruin, board member and former officer. John Y., board member. Nancy Willis, board member. We would like to now recognize those board members who turned off in March of 2021. Kelly Hayworth, board member and former committee chair. Todd Means, board member and former committee chair. Stu Mullins, partner agency representative. Mark Nolte, board member and former board chair. And finally, we would like to welcome our new members of the board who recently joined. Terry Davis, Shuttleworth and Ingersoll. Len DeVasher, Midwest One Bank. Ryan Heyer, City of North Liberty. Michael Lehman, United Iowa Financial. Dr. Elizabeth Tovar, University of Iowa. Lindsay Yoakum, Magnolia Business School in No Foot Too Small. And Kayla Rome, partner agency representative and executive director of the North Liberty Community Pantry. Thank you.
And thank you, Gabe, for your service as our current board chair. Gabe's commitment to improving our community and creating innovative collaborations which inspire others to unite. I look forward to another year of your passion and leadership. Now, I would like to spotlight 7 people who will go the extra mile, are determined to be the best, and care deeply about our community. The United Way of Johnson and Washington County staff. Please join me in recognizing Patty Fields, Terry Anderson, Tricia Smith, Carol Rowland, Wendy Nolan, Erin Balvans, and Amy Schaefer for outstanding hard work, generosity, and commitment. We again congratulate all our award winners. There were so many special partnerships, we could not possibly name them all. But please take a moment to read just a few of the many who are mentioned in our program, who are a part of some very special lifts throughout this year. Stay tuned for the upcoming announcement of our new 2021-22 campaign co-chairs later this month. Again, thank you for joining us and have a wonderful evening.